OKFM 101.7.
Dani wa ahoma so edi ya nkrofo di nim no Facebook ne baabia no se Obama na se Obama nso no o ma tworo krata bi dia ba bonten a sembai na eka na yenkonkotie se Obama pokuya se memo ache no pen
meje wo so kwame chromatic ese awi adwe
na bakọ de
nyame adaro ma ne mo mpa bo me ho ye papa
na mo de krata ba bonten pani se obi si twiro dododododo e matwa na je to asa wo hwie nsuo gumu a sound e ye ne to na ye ne sound enyi obi na ye ma no ti de se obi nse twiro dodododo nye twiro do sa na ye na je nkrofo ta aka no krata mo de ba bonten e fa wo mo ye executive secretary Emma afa no de be ne wo mu
yo tikesiye medasi bebre anopai die nche mu ode nkoma okay etiefo nyina Alliance for Food Soldiers Advocacy eye afa oshubokuo a ewo MPP amanyukuo no yasema yedi abetu dwa no ni tietia ana ne tofa bomu nyina ne se yesre yewra mampanyin nana adodankwa Akufo-Addo bema simpremu a onzinzo mu ansa na oham se na daro mebru yetu abama ni se Ghana mampanyin omedi ni second term 9 months mu ni yewoyi na yedi yeni atu forma hu se 9 months so far ni MMDCEs a obroni from Metropolitan Municipal and District Chief Executives no so far no ontimi emmo mudin on form mudin meto abonten ye na we na ye free say ha adwen ewo impunto at the local level, especially the district level, over metropolitan and a municipal numpodia ya na ye kakra because eno no ya na wo nkru akese no, but the district levels no embe 2 weeks ago and I me fee a soldier mine district by a soldier mine district no nkru no me fee apeksu wudu apeksu yi nudu akrade Frankedua say honi nyina kon ohwe mpuntuo na ewo ho na sebe eya to apekakra na miti nkomo a mitietie mu no na nkwa akoye say because say MMDCEs na ye appoint omo in the first term no between 2017 up to 2020 omodi omoduma ba wiye no krata ba bonting from the Chief of Staff Office on January 11 2021 afiye mu say omu hold on into office to further notice no eya koye say sa release na directive na ya hadwe binia nientia sa directive no eya hadwe ne say in that release no Chief of Staff Edeka who say the Presidential Transition Act 2012 specifically no section 14.5 of the Transition Act no eba all the acting MMDCEs from taking policy decisions. Na minia policy decisions no eno na ema mpuntuo eba so ewo local level no because ufa district bit say body ana mia me soldier mine district na say minfa ne say building of market and a year ade o ma identify no mo person mo ye wo ho no ma say no per the directive no omuntimi nsi market no na so omuntimi nsi market no so e say ebeko agency assembly no and nipa na eti ho in the sense say some market ya wodo contract na si nsi market wo ho no ma from the IGF of the assembly one contractor enye adwuma eye sa contractor na oba be fa mason for oba be fa carpenter for oba be fa laborer for oba be fa plumbers for ansa na market woman na okwa akoton ade wo ho no ono nso ba be nyesika ewum sankrofo nyina mabobo di nyina they have dependent ananse omo family members omo support omo in one way or the other because our development we ananse our release directive no aba MMDC from taking these policy decisions, including the building or construction of market at the local level from the IGF of the assembly and so on and so forth. at the end of the day,
but I'm for the cassette. Hey, so Obama. Okay.
Revenue cry a beba assembly hono. Revenue no ain't member. And a sound for now come depending on these people now. Mabo mudini when I yen ya daddy and one yes, Selman Penise. Yes, Sreno, Nadarum Ebru, 9 months, dear. Kwesi Pratt Bessie, Adabraka. Or my penny, with dear.
Dear Nami Bisane say. Sir, eba nneɛma wodo a your coordinating directors no ho. Enti bibia no so no can pass through them for implementation ene de ekeke ka ho. Na obeka se wo kapa their policy decisions se ho. But they are all political heads. Enti no ane ne nya da agi mama mpani. Me kura de no ebi kura susu se ene ye se wo ma di 9 months. Ye mo ni 3 na nka ho. Eso ho. Enti kedru bia December na ne yi na we nu abeto aso January. So the oba to ya no to aso no so ato aso. Eno so obi kasa obagye ne sen.
Yo many opinion. The woman say the Local Governance Act 2016 Act 936 are very clear on the mandate of the various municipal, metropolitan and district assemblies. Coordinating council now bomudeno, they cannot so moto take those policy decisions. Indeed, the political heads are there for a reason, because political heads, they are only representatives of the president. So the vision of the president must sync in with that of the coordinating council. So none of the two parties can act so moto. Inti as working in tandem. Inti I don't know they are possible, sir. Somebody may take his decision. Maybe the second leg of your question say, Gomocha 9 months that I think I am to as well. Senior, only me by again say a lot of things. Yes, say in penfone bube say I dream what we any bakufu team. Sabi Ushe a memoir or mampeni a boo between 2017 up to 2020. And ne was saying ka utiminya be 60% of the result. But yet to a baby, she's a result no call ye. Though or no winning it with over 500,000. But look at the MPs. Look at the performance of the MPP MPs. And MPP MPs nibia amo modini na ubehwe mu no omuni omu district chief executives no e wasem. And because of some kitten nyina na koso ye election, the MPP for near can say we want to break the 8, we want to break the 8. Meaning to break the 8 no enye event o a process. Ese start fi baby na ko wie baby. Inte se na ya sha ase assembly no. Ghana for say only full soldiers need nkomo a ne obi aka say edin no kra mo fa edin no kra mo ada ya bremo na ma say on your moka Ghana for kan na that means omo poma twede bi na wan hwe yi a sa twede no na ma koto aboye in 2024 yen metena ho ma fufu emedane ye kwaye in 2024 Magana for empany say Yera Mampany for or yen your baby nechi Ghana for say where the 8 years MPP 8 years in T Yen Toma Nana Akufo-Addo in 2008. Yen Peses Adiana, I bet to whoever becomes the presidential candidate of the MPP in 2024. Entena Samre yesterday Mampany. Nania ye zono, ye pesa MPP for Nina, we MPP ni mapa, ye pesa woti as yes. We are not antagonizing the government. We are not speaking ill of the government. Nia ye legitimate concern na full soldiers na omuni voice, omuni kama for omuntiminka, omuntimi, any obiening common yenya result in India, yetemosano, omuna ye kasama. Into ye way for our own personal interest. We are not doing this to bring the party's name into disrepute. Many okasi, Roxinda Fiemeko, NDC MP for South Dai, or the Omampany Anas or the Albino Echo Court, or the Noko Supreme Court, or the Albino Supreme Court, says Supreme Court should quash the decision of the MMDCEs acting. Now, can you believe the situation? And can you imagine the situation whereby the Supreme Court, without sounding prejudicial, but can you imagine the situation, say, Supreme Court should rule in favor of the MP and say the president is acting unconstitutional and that the MMDCs have no business acting? How is the government going to look before the eyes of the Ghanaian people? we would have ridiculed ourselves. Into the years of even before the Supreme Court sits on that matter to adjudicate, yes, 9 months, dear, mini opinion, is enough for people to have lobbied for their preferred candidate. Now, many who can say, vetting committee, yetin or national say, or MMDCEs applicants, money at the normal recommendation. We are well aware, say, they have presented their report. So the question is, what is keeping the list? What is preventing the list from coming out? That is why we are appealing to His Excellency the President to, as a matter of urgency, release the list so that local governors can go on, so that the full soldiers who depend on the various assemblies for their day-to-day livelihood can also get what is due them, so that we will be able collectively break the 8-year jinx come 2024.
Now, some komuya ye very, 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 very insightful. Now, what me a ben penin for? And woman din komo se senia e form tienie, senia Ghana for kanye, sena MPP manwa e wo grassroots no e kanye. Woni penin for din komo na sen wo maka kire wo.
Senior, Alliance of Full Soldiers Advocacy AFA. Mpanyifo a yewo mu ye ne mpanyifo a mo mata wo MPP mo di nkomo pa na woni o mo di nkomo a eya koye se mo hwe nim kakra enche kakra, so Brony be said they give indefinite responses. And so I mean, you're a media person, you agree with me that even at the highest level in the party, no crano, only one grant interview to some of them or my catchers or Mampenier to find out about week where you listen about or Mampenier bar. If you will have 2 weeks, 3 weeks near the any 1 month near the listing, my Patome Boana. Sanya money in so it is quite obvious that they themselves from Pono, they cannot give you timelines as to when the list will come out, what is causing the delay. That is why we are appealing to His Excellency the President. Say, Omampeni, yes, sir. Where Oma, ya Ghana for, yes, sir. At least a bantama, a boy, many opinion. When we say there is one thing I say, yes, soon. Appointment of MMDCEs equal any 1 day event. Because Yabo Mudin from the presidency, as a almost approval at the assembly level. As assembly members, no, at one swaba. So, as a 2/3, a voting more, and some way to me, any attack confirmation. Many there have been cases that MMDC is Nibi Honoma, Omoko assembly now, ya 20 sometimes ya 20 once, twice, 2 times, 2 times, 3 times, any other. In fact, I remember, I think in 2016 or 15 thereabout, there was an MCE on Omutu 4 times. These things now a basin, and you can't rule that out of because a human institution. They won't mean rule it that. Now say you to imagine say you to etiano baako, you sande na could be you to etiano. I don't forget say the assembly no okra them. I think you have been an assembly member before.
No, I've worked with 3. My Juma, I was 3 assemblies.
And yet the biano motinasi. So it may it better prolong the final appointment of that MMDC and I say MC and I say DC, that is why we are saying say we cannot be seen as a party. Ya hand over power to ya and yes, critical and yes, your position I have power. Your power and I hand over power to ya. Inti Brony Bessie, what at all is keeping the list? You understand? What at all is keeping the list? That is why we are begging the presidency. Say, 9 months, dear, Sebia Bru, Sebia Kronto. Yenengu from Party 4 Esun. Party 4 Diara was say, Omampeni, 9 months, dear. Listen, Achedodo, Wada Roma, release the list, no more call for approval at the assembly level. Na yentimin confirm your mona, the yes almost mutimi at the local level, no, full soldiers on Zubenyo, dear Chefan, almost dear. Because there's a one again affording command, your mokan is a near my slow, second term, mobile idea, who so, second term, because many can say agenda one. Because
the year can Mejuanutumwa, money, Bajambo, Sobama, Mejuanutumia. monies that were allocated to various MMDC cannot.
Me
say me do not to me here.
Hello.
What the benka?
Aha, me tell me tonka.
Me say monies that were allocated to various MMDCs, cannot be expended. Wabra yeni substantive municipal metropolitan district assembly a serious law.
Absolutely. You cannot. You see, it's when you look at the Local Governance Act 2016 Act 936 now, it's very clear on some of these things. You cannot. You see, the assembly works in more or less in an executive position. The mayor alone cannot take a decision, and the coordinating council or directorate can also not take a decision on their own. You need a substantive MMDC. You're confirming. Because the point is that when the acting MMDC, so okayfm in the final analysis, the new one, I mean, how is it going to account for expenses now? Why? So clearly, that is why the Presidential Transition Act is also very clear on some of these things, that you cannot take a policy decision. You cannot. The word is that you are barred from taking a policy decision, which you must comply. If you do otherwise, you do that at your own risk, and you have to be accountable, or you have to be held responsible. That is why we need substantive MMDCs. So we are begging the president, if it is that he is going to confirm those who are already occupying the position, he should please confirm them.
Okay. So, Obama, and come away, Yami pa Monday, me from Yasa to Aswati.
Mpacho matepa.
Bye. Papa and Kasa, your friend say Obama, Pokia say or touch send text message pa MPB Niba Amapa, and also concern with the Abano.
OKFM 101.7.